Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Welcome back to the Kingdom Things podcast. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, and I, just like you, am a channel for the divine. I'm a channel for God. I'm a channel for the Most High Creator. As I channel energies and messages, I publish them intuitively guided. I publish them in the Kingdom Things podcast, which is available to stream on YouTube as well as Spotify. I have recorded my journey of realigning to greater dimensions and aspects of self. I've recorded the energies and messages that I channeled from self or other dimensions and aspects of self or my ancestors or God in order to assist myself with aligning to greater aspects of self or my ancestors or God, or the dimensionality of creation. Like I said, I was intuitively guided to publish my the energies and messages in which I channel from God, from my ancestors, from other dimensions and aspects of myself, other dimensions and aspects of you, in order to assist in this time of our creation, in this time of God, in this time of the transcendence of our class of beings of planet Earth. I was intuitively guided to create Kingdom Things podcast, the name and everything. One might perceive the way in which I read energies as psychic perception, so clairaudient, claircognizant, clairsentient, clairvoyance, some other clairs, but I read energies through the clear senses, through extrasensory perception. And I publish these energies and messages in which I read within the Kingdom Things podcast. The name and everything was a claircognizant gift from creation, from God, from my ancestors, from all that is. Kingdom Things podcast. Again, available to stream on YouTube as well as Spotify. We are the human beings of planet Earth, the beings of Earth in this class of the earthly creation. In this class in which I perceive you and you perceive me with our physical senses. I perceive you and you perceive me with our physical senses, our touch, taste, sight, hearing, smell. I perceive you, you perceive me. This class of the creation, the beings of planet Earth, are transcending into a new dimension, new dimensions of reality of creation, where we're being open to extrasensory perception, which allows us to widen the scope of what we perceive reality to be. We are transcending into higher states of awareness. This class of the beings of planet Earth, we're ascending into higher states of awareness, higher states of conscious awareness, higher states of consciousness. I'm being guided to this here. The Uden surname is derived from the Arabic words of Ud, meaning of, and Din, meaning faith. It is common in South Asian and Middle East Muslim countries. The Udan surname is derived from the Arabic words Ud, meaning of, and Din, meaning faith. It is common in South Asian and Middle East Muslim countries. This is the Kingdom Things podcast meetup. On the Kingdom Things podcast meetup, I channel through mediumship. I channel different beings of creation that are so graciously offering their energies and messages to assist with our journey of transcending into greater perceptions of self, greater perceptions of God, greater perceptions of all that is, greater conscious awareness. Today, we are being graced with Akbar the Great. Akbar the Great is what he wants to be called. Akbar the Great. His full name, he's saying I don't have to say his full name, but I want to because I love it. I love culture, so I love it. His full name, Okay, he doesn't want me to say his full name. He doesn't want me to do it. Okay, that's fine. I respect that. So Akbar the Great. Akbar the Great. He's wanting me to kind of be a precursor to his channeling. So Akbar's life, he was an emperor of the Mughal dynasty. He reigned from 1556 to 1605 and extended Mughal power over most of the Indian subcontinent. So Akbar the Great was a emperor of the Mughal dynasty of India. You know, we're here in creation. We're here in creation. We are a part of creation. And that's something that I gleaned yesterday, like a new perception of it. I was able to feel in my heart a new perception, resonate with a new perception, like the terminology of being chosen. The terminology of being chosen, as if there are hierarchies to God's creation. The terminology of being chosen as if there are hierarchies to God's creation. The reason why we, humanity, this class of human beings, perceive a hierarchy in everything is because of our superiority complex. Our class of human beings, we have a superiority complex. I'm being guided to read this definition. A superiority complex from WebMD is a belief that your abilities or accomplishments WebMD superiority complex is a belief that your abilities or accomplishments are somehow dramatically better than other people's. Superiority complex is a belief that your abilities or accomplishments are somehow dramatically better than other people's. God is one, yes. God is one. Every dimension and aspect makes up the oneness of God. But my ancestors' creation are leading me to understand the reason why I was so afraid to embrace differences. The reason why I was so pressed to be like the oneness of everything was because of my fear of that superiority complex that I had within, that darkness that I have within, that I was running from. I was running from it. So I would lean and hold on to and grasp onto the oneness of things, reinforcing the oneness of things. And God's like, yes, it's one, but this oneness has an alchemy. This oneness has an alchemy with a variance of ingredients and aspects and dimensions that make up the oneness. Yes, this is one, we are one, but this oneness has an alchemy of differences, vibrancies, textures, patterns, textiles, of differences. And in our quest to reinforce our own beliefs, we are only acting out of our superiority complex. You are where you are supposed to be in every moment. You are who you are supposed to be in every moment. Our acting out of our superiority complex says that I'm right and you're wrong. Even if your rightness is right for you, even if your rightness is right for you, understanding that the dimensions of God, the dimensions of creation have differences that need to act and be in their differences in order to create and amalgamate and allow for the operation of the one. We have to allow people and accept people to be in their differences in order to, and it's not even accepting, and it's not allowing either. God's like, it's not allowing. My ancestors said it's not allowing. It's being indifferent. It's being indifferent to differences. It's being indifferent to differences. I'm being guided to read this definition from where is this from? One second. I'm being guided to read this definition. Oxford Languages, indifferent. Oxford Languages, indifferent. Neutral in respect of some specified physical property. This definition says, it's super specific. It's saying neutral in respect of some specified physical property. But I'm being guided to reinforce, to state that it's not just physical property, it's any property, any dimension, being indifferent to differences in any property, any dimension of creation, of God, of yourself. So neutral in respect of some specified physical property. So any property, being indifferent to perceived differences. We're being guided to be indifferent to perceived differences, being indifferent to differences, being indifferent to differences, being guided to say it one more time, being indifferent to differences, neutral, indifferent, meaning neutral in respect of some specified property, neutral in respect of some specified property, some specified dimension, some specified aspect, being neutral in respect of some specified dimension, aspect, property. So God's like, it's great that you understand that everything is one, but it's also you understanding and seeing your darkness within, your superiority complex within, in which your class of beings of planet Earth are infected with, are inhabited with this energy that says that I'm right. I'm right. How I see things is correct. How I see things is correct. And we see this played out in our society. And I'm being guided to understand this is where war stems from. Being guided to understand this is a dimension and aspect of a property that fuels war. Our superiority complex that says, I'm right, you're wrong. We're being guided to transcend into higher states of awareness, where we are transcending into higher states of awareness. So it's understanding that every difference in our creation has a purpose, and it's supposed to be different for a reason. Allow that difference to be different, and instead of casting energies in which you hold within, it's being neutral and respectful to the differences. Like, oh, that's different. Nice. Like, Feel the way you feel, but it's not trying to convince that difference that it should be like you. And where that comes from, a part of where that comes from, a dimension in which I gleaned where that comes from is an imbalance within self, where we don't accept self for self's difference. I was shown a new perspective of creation, of reality, of life. Every relationship in which we have, the nature of that relationship is only a dimension of ourselves. Every relationship in which we have is only a dimension and aspects of ourselves. So the relationship you have with your spouse, the relationship you have with your family, the relationship you have with your friends are only dimensions and aspects of yourself. So we spend our time trying to convince other people of who we are, essentially. We spend our time trying to convince other people of who we are. Who I am is not who you are. Who you are is not who she is. Who she is not who he is. But we spend our time, our realities, our lives, trying to convince other people of who we are instead of just being who we are. And that's what creation life, that's an aspect of creation of life, is just being who we are. Just be who you are. And as we be who we are, we get to learn and glean from self and create out of deeper understandings of self. So create lives and new embodiments of self that are in greater alignment with greater consciousness. So greater aspects of self. Greater aspects of self as we're able to perceive greater aspects of self. Akbar the Great is going to come in now and channel through me, through myself. I'm excited. Feel free to close your eyes and relax to allow yourself to align with any energies and messages that could possibly assist you with gleaning and understanding new dimensions, new aspects, new facets of your beautiful, unique self. Here we go. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing my presence. I'm so appreciative and grateful to be here. You didn't speak of my transitional journey, my transcendence journey that I experienced while I was in a different aspect, different dimension of myself. I began much of my life acting out of the superiority complex in which you spelled out, which you exemplified in your teachings. I began my life judgmental and the opposite of indifferent, as I believed who I was, what I believed was what was correct, what was valid. I believed who I was, what I believed what was valid. This is how I began much of my journey of experience, was trying to reinforce myself onto creation or my empire. The empire. I now know that nothing is a coincidence, and the transcendence that I experienced in my reality was one of perceived polarity, one of polarity. The transcendence in which I experienced in my lifetime was one of polarity, as I went from an embodiment of self in which I felt and believed self, who I was correct, was what was worthy and right and valid and righteous. I believed I was righteous. And then I transcended into a new dimensionality of myself. My process of transcendence was one of force. I felt like I felt backed into a corner as the pressure, I was under the pressure of who I was too much. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. While I was trying to superimpose myself on my empire, on my nation, who I was didn't feel right, didn't feel good. In the same breath, I was trying to enforce who I was on my nation, on my empire. When all the while I felt that who I was didn't feel right, didn't feel good. I had to transcend. I had to transcend for the upliftment, for the betterment of my people, of my empire, for the lasting of my dynasty. I had to change. In order for my dynasty to last, I knew I had to change. This was my motivation in the beginning, until I stepped into the change in which I felt forced into. A change in which I allowed myself to open up to differences, new possibilities, new understandings, differences. I was in a box of what I thought was forthright when it came to traditions and religions and culture. I convened with many traditions, many leaders of different traditions, religions and cultures and held debates and discussions about our differences. And in this process, I gleaned that within our differences, there is one truth that reigns supreme, that reigns constant, that reigns to be truth. Even within all of our differences, we understood that there is a power, there is a force that is beyond us, that is a true conductor, orchestrator, maestro of our differences. What did we learn while convening and discussing and debating our differences? The only way to be is to continue to journey our beingness within and of our differences in order to come to greater embodiments of the wholeness of the supreme power in which orchestrates, conducts, and administers the differences. Come into greater alignment, be within our differences, and as we be within our differences, we are coming into greater alignment with the energy, the force, the power, the divinity, the divine, God. Thank you, Ashley. I'm being guided to I'm practicing greater levels of emotional mastery, mastering my emotions, not pushing down my emotions and not allowing myself to feel my emotions, but mastering how I react to within my emotions. As I was channeling Akbar the Great, he was talking that stuff. Ooh. And I was like, church hands, like I was Holy Ghosting, like, whoa, Holy Ghosting while he was channeling through me. Thank you, Akbar the Great. Thank you, creation. Thank you, creation. Thank you, Akbar the Great. Thank you, Most High, White Light Creator, Energy. Thank you, God. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this installment, this Kingdom Things podcast meetup. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, and I am a channel for the divine, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, having this beautiful infinite creation experience. Again, thank you so much, Akbar the Great, for joining, adding your energy, your messages to this Kingdom Things podcast meetup. Again, y'all, whatever energies and messages resonate in your heart, feel free to, align with those energies and messages. What doesn't resonate in your heart space, please leave it. What doesn't resonate in your heart space, please leave it. Let's say that one more time. Whatever does not resonate in your heart space, leave it. That is fine. Whatever does resonate with you, I'm glad that you're able to align with the energies and messages and hopefully come into greater dimensions and aspects of your greatness, of yourself, of your uniqueness, of your frequential encodement that is you. I am now taking one-on-one spiritual powwow sessions, which I'm super excited about. Like, this is a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I am now taking one-on-one spiritual powwow sessions. In my one-on-one spiritual powwow sessions, I will channel to you specific energies and messages in which your higher dimensional aspects of self, your aspects of self in which are vibrating at a higher frequency, want you to take note of, want you to experience, want you to glean in order to be able to align with those greater dimensions and aspects of yourself, in order to create a reality that is more expansive, more enjoyable, a more enjoyable experience reality for yourself, as you will step into a more enjoyable experience that is you. My powwow sessions, I have the one-on-one powwow sessions. You can purchase one-on-one powwow session, and then I also have a 5-pack powwow session in which you're able to purchase 5 one-on-one powwow sessions. And then I have the mediumship channel session. So at this time, I'm only offering three services. So you can purchase one-on-one powwow session. You can purchase the 5 one-on-one powwow sessions, or you can schedule the one mediumship channel session where I'm able to channel the energies of the relatives in which have transcended into higher states of awareness of themselves. So any relatives of yours that you want to communicate with, I'm able to channel their energies, and you're able to converse with them, have a dialogue with them, have an experience with them as they are in their greater states of awareness, which is really beautiful. I'm glad that I'm able to do that. You'll find the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home, Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal in the description of this video. Go ahead down to the description, click on the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal to book your session with myself, with me personally. And then I'm also an author, which I love. I love it all. I love it all. I love it all. But it's just it's different dimensions and aspects of love and excitement and joy. Different aspects of love and excitement and joy that I get from the different dimensions and aspects that I find within myself. So I'm also an author. I wrote the story of Asya. I illustrated Asya's story. Asya is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. And just like you and I, she's transcending into higher states of awareness of self. And the things that she finds as she transcends into higher states of awareness of self are uniquely hers, just as the things that you find within yourself will be uniquely yours. She finds some really cool things about herself. She finds that she has a twin flame. She meets her twin flame in school. She gets kidnapped. She finds out really unique things about herself. Coming Home, the story of Asya, as well as the story of Asya, I'm Home, are available audiobook style as I narrate Coming Home, the story of Asya, as well as the sequel, the story of Asya, I'm Home, which is available on the Kingdom Things Podcast YouTube channel, as well as KingdomThingsPodcast.com, as well as KingdomThingsPodcast.com. I also am a singer-songwriter, which is another dimension of love that I have. My music, Ashley Nicole Music, is available on YouTube, Ashley Nicole Music YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube, search Ashley Nicole Music, or you can just drop down into my link tree and be navigated over to my YouTube channel. Again, I hope something resonates with you. Music is super healing and therapeutic for myself. Writing, singing, creating music is super healing and therapeutic for myself. So I'm hoping that, if you gravitate towards it, if it calls to you, I hope you get some healing from it as well. And as a thank you for being here, being a part of this Kingdom Things experience, Kingdom Things podcast experience, I'm super glad that I'm able to offer Audible Premium Plus. I'm grateful that I'm able to offer the Kingdom Things podcast Audible Premium Plus membership. Audible Premium Plus is a bevy of content, audiobooks, podcasts, different subjects and topics that you're able to explore. Again, with transcending into new aspects of ourselves, we're going to find new dimensions and aspects of ourselves that we did not even know we had or possessed, but stoke up so much joy and excitement within us. We're being guided to be spontaneous, to happen upon these new dimensions and aspects of ourselves. Go ahead into the link of this description, click on the Audible Premium Plus Kingdom Things Podcast membership. Go ahead and join. I'm so glad that I'm able to offer the first 30 days free. Go ahead and join. You get your first 30 days free, 1 free credit. Pull up the topics, categories in the Audio Premium Plus library. Pull up the categories. Close your eyes. Whatever your finger lands on, click on that category, and whatever calls to you within that category, download that topic with your 1 free credit. With that 1 free credit, download that audiobook, download that podcast, and see where it takes you. See where it takes you. See what it opens you up to within yourself. As again, everything out there is only a dimension aspect of ourselves. One more thing, y'all. One more thing. Jasper, at Jasper the AI Copywriter. Jasper the AI Copywriter. I am super excited that I'm able to introduce you to Jasper. You know, we're all being navigated to different dimensions and talents and aspects within ourselves that we're going to be guided to share with the world, share with our community, share with our culture of planet Earth, in order to assist with the upliftment and the cultivation of this new transcendent age of our community, of the human being of planet Earth. So as you go within and you find, oh, this thing that I have, I'm being guided to start this business, Jasper the AI content writer will assist you with that. Jasper the AI content writer will assist you with that. So you can spend your energy, your time on cultivating yourself, cultivating your talents, cultivating the different dimensions and aspects of yourself. Jasper the AI content writer will assist you with creating creative and attention-grabbing content to publish with your talents, to publish with your services, to publish with your products, to assist you in taking your business to the next level. Go ahead and go down to the description of this Kingdom Things podcast meetup to go ahead and get started checking out Jasper the AI content writer. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because in all actuality, you are love. Self-love is the best love because in order for your reality to love you back in the way you want, and the way in which you want your reality to love you back, you have to be that love first. You have to be that love first. You have to show that love to yourself first. You have to show that love to yourself first. You have to show that love to yourself first. Bye.